Hello friends, welcome back to Vue Js tutorial. In this video, we are going to discuss about how the state management actually working in Vue.js. Okay, so for state management, we have a library like Pinia. This is the most popular library for state management. So we will integrate that things and we will do all state management related things in this video. So please see the full video and comment me how you like this and if you have any doubts. Okay. So firstly, let's install the Pinia. So this is my applications and here I just going to open the command prompt, and to install Pinia we need to install in this way with the npm command, that is npm install Pinia. Okay. So it will install Pinia into your application. This is actually a state management library for Vue. Okay. So we need to know when to use Pinia and why we use Pinia. Okay. So firstly, uh, this is the simpler API. Okay. And obviously it's fully reactive. So package is installed. Now we need to know why we use Pinia. Okay. So basically this is the 5 points, the main 5 points, the reason why we use Pinia. Okay. So easier to read and write than Vuex. Actually Vuex was working in Vue 2. We are using the Vue 3. The Pinia is very good and the fully reactive, its composition API and reactivity system, it gives the very advantage over the Vue 2, and obviously it's create a multiple store instead of one giant store, so it's modular stores. And obviously server side rendering is good. Actually it support inbuilt the server side rendering, or you can say SSR ready. Okay. Also it is support the modern JavaScript like a TypeScript. Okay. Another thing we need to know when to use Pinia. Okay. So basically I already said, for state management library, for state management purpose, we need to use the Pinia. And another advantage is keep app logic and data centralized. Okay. So for state management we will learn, so it's not going to store all the data in same place. Actually it stores in the modular way. Okay. That things. Okay. So now let's build a small things with the Pinia so that we can understand it better. Okay. So I already installed Pinia into our application. So just close this, and if you check the package.json, so here you can see the Pinia 3.0.2 is added into the applications. Right now, just go to the main.js where we will actually create, or where we will actually register the Pinia. I want to use the Pinia, so we need to import that things, and here just use the create Pinia. So this is the things we need to import from the Pinia. So create Pinia from Pinia, and also we need to use into our applications. So as like others, so we need to use the create Pinia method. Okay. So now Pinia is added into our system, so we can use state, or we can manage state through the Pinia. So throughout the application we will get access of Pinia. Okay. So we don't need package.json right now, we just close this. We don't need main.js as we register the Pinia. Okay. Now the next things, to store management, I just going to create a folder inside the src. So whatever we will write, whatever code we have, we will store all the things in a src. Actually inside the src we will create specific things for all the components. We will create all the components. For routing system we will create routing. Assets, we have assets folder. And for store management we will create a folder like stores. Okay, and here I just going to create another files. We are going to store some user information. So I will create a specific stores file for each and every. So here I just going to create user stores, user store.js. Okay, now here I will store all the things. I will create the logic for each and everything. Okay, so firstly import define store, define store from the Pinia. Great. Now just import that things, sorry, export that thing from here so that we can import from our template. So here just write define store and the store name is user. Okay, and here I just creating a state. By default this is null, and we can create or we can add this data, and we can add the data into the user using the state. Okay, now I want to add some another things. Means here I will going to create the add or delete operations for the user. So we can create some actions, and here we just write some actions like add user, and here just create functions. So I will complete these functions later, and before that I just going to create two functions, add user, and sorry, here actually we need to do all the things here after the state declarations. Okay, so it's okay now, and I want to create another functions for remove user. So first add user and then remove user. Okay, so we just created two functions. I will use these in our applications. Now just go to the app.vue. This is the base things, means we are calling from the main JS. So whatever we'll get inside here, all the things will come from here. So state management. Okay, so I will not going to discuss about the component like things. So we'll do in the app.vue. We can do in the component also. So let's understand how actually it's working. Okay, now here I just going to create the design. So here you write padding 4, that is the P4, and going to create the div, and here just write h2, and here I'm going to do the user management. So simply write user management. This is my heading for these applications. So user management. Okay, and now I just going to get the name or the user name. Okay, so just create a model, that is input, and input type obviously text, and don't need to define the type. Actually we just create the v model, and the model name, suppose here write new user. Okay, and create a placeholder and write enter username. Okay, and when we just going to hit the button, when we're going to add any button from the add user button, when we hit this button, actually it called the add user. So add user is actually a method. Okay, now here I just going to use the composition API. So here write script setup, and inside here just import all the things which I need. So simply write import the ref from the view, and then import user store from the store, user store. So we just created the user store. Actually these are actually working. And another variable we use the useStore functions in the constant useStore, and we are defining a new reference, that is the new user reference by default is 0. Now here I just going to create the add user functions, that is the user add user new user dot value. This is the model name, So new user value will store into the user store add user functions. These functions actually calling this store from here, and this add user actually the current event for the add user button, right? Now, when we want to call this add store, actually it's passing some data. So here I just need to get this use store from here, and let's write user. Okay, so whatever. Now here just store this dot users dot push. Actually we have blanked, and now I just going to push the data which actually passing from here. Okay, so now if you click on the add user, actually it store the data into the add user, and here we will get the dot users push, means inside the dot user we will get all the things. Okay, so actually not users, it can be users, or you can write here users, no problem. So multiple user can be stored, so the better the variable name is users. Now I just going to check whatever we have a value inside these users or not. Means here I want to check is there any value present or not. Currently, if you check this, we are getting these things, and just click on this, and let's open the inspect, and let's check. Okay, so just go to the console sections. Now I want to see whether any things into this variable or not. Okay, so we have use user store, that is inside the user store. So now I want to do another things, means it will add the user, and when we will add the user, actually we want to print in the listing, means how many users are actually added, or I want to display that things. So simply just create ul, and inside the ul we're just going to declare li, and I want to display from here. Okay, now here how to get the data, we want to get data from users. So simply we'll get the data from user store dot users. Okay, so what we actually have in here. Okay, and let's store these things, suppose like constant all user, or simply write users, and then it will store all the data. And now we can print the data from li. Okay, now just go here and execute the loop v4 and user, and I'm going to add the index. Okay, and here I just going to print the user. So let's see currently what we get. So currently it's a problem, expected v bind key directives to use the variable which are defined by the v4 directives. So the mistake is I use the index, but I not created that things. Okay, so no problem. Actually, we can create the index from here. Now we can see the result. Okay, so the li is not currently there because no data inside here. So I just going to store anything that is jack. Okay, and click on add user. It's jack appear, and now I just going to write anything, means jolly. Then it's adding the user. Right, so we can see how we can add user to the user state, and we can get all the things. Means if you want to get all the data from anywhere your application, just use these things, and actually this will manage that things. Okay, now user is added. Here I want to do another functionality, because I already created the remove user functionality. So how to remove? Now to remove that things, I simply want to create a button, just here, and button. Okay, button, and here just use the remove button. Okay, so I just add new line, and when you click on the button, I will create an event. So just write a click event, and the event will be the remove user, and I just going to pass the index, so which data actually remove. Okay, so using the index we can identify Now let's create another functions just like the add user. So simply write constant the remove user, and we are getting the index from here, so we are accepting. And now just simply call the user store remove user from here. Okay, so the user store is actually the store, and there is a functions inside the store. Okay, and we need to accept that thing, so simply write index. And now just write this user splice index. Okay, so I just going to splice so that we cannot see that things anymore. Okay, now just go here, we can see the remove button, or simply we can write in this way. Remove, it's looking very bad, so I just using the cross. Okay, now click on the jack, it should remove, but why not removing? Remove user. Okay, so let's alert index. See, let's check whether it's calling the remove function or not. So add user. Oh, not add user, it's a blank actually created. 0. So it's not working. Let's refresh this thing. 1 second. And then start. So right here, rock and add user. Yes, add it. And if you click on the cross, it's calling the 0, the index number, and it's gone. Okay, now it's working. So I need to hard refresh once the code is changing. Okay, so just Control F5, and now just add some things. It means here write Schwan. Okay, so add user, and then write anything that is Jack, and then write Rosie. So I just added 3 things, so don't concentrate about the design. Actually, we are not going to discuss about the design in this video. So the data is added, and through the state we can get access of that things. And if you want to remove the Jack, we can remove. If you want to remove the Rosie, we can remove, and remove again. And then just write Vue Js, then write Angular, then write anything like Python. Okay, and if you click the Angular, Python, you can write Vue. So easily we can manage the user's data or something. Which I just going to create a CRUD, means just for practice, just for getting the concept. I just created, means some things I just added, and we can removing that things from the uh, Vue.js just using the state management like Pinia. Okay, so hope you can understand these things. And next we are going to discuss about with the total applications, means we will create some small applications for better understanding of Pinia. Okay, so hope you can understand these things, how state management is working, and how to access data from the state, and how to access the state functions. Okay, so we can understand the basic concept. So if you have any queries about this video, you can comment me, and please like and subscribe this channel for upcoming video. Thanks for watching this video. Have a good